Woo! So everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm beyond excited to say that today we're going to be covering the latest Ever Crisis banner featuring our flower girl Aerith. So, without further ado, let's look how beautiful she is. I really love this haircut. I love how simple yet effective this design is. It has like some blue and some red and white, and that's it. I love the skirt. Every time I see it, it reminds me of the samurai outfit. I love the shoes and the flowers. So today we're going to be reviewing how this banner plays a role in the system meta and in the incoming events, which is the most important part, and the classic question, should you pull on this banner? So in this channel, if you are newer to the channel, we like covering Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content, so or maybe other gacha games. So if you like this type of content, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's review the stats, which is what we are here to talk about. Boost HP. What? That's like an ability that we will see in the first 6 months of the game, maybe in the first 9 months of the game. But like having this one now is like ridiculous, absolutely disappointing. Team leader mark, team leader mask, which is water ability damage plus 30% plus magic ability damage plus 20, 50% extra damage. This is exactly what we want from these outfits. And if we compare with other outfits, we can see that the other options has physical and magic war, which is physical and magic defense plus 15%. This is exactly what we want to see. Like having Aerith being different doesn't make any sense. Anyhow, let's review the weapon. Team leader bamboo sword. At level 120, it does 530% magical water damage to all enemies. And when buff is granted to self, it multiplies by 1.4. So I think that's like 750 something, 60 something. My math is not mathing. But like the cool thing is that when you apply brands and you get closer to 560, with this multiplied by 4, you are also getting closer to 800%. So let's say 780, right? For example, 780% magical water damage to all enemies, doing like some ballpark numbers. The exact numbers will depend a lot on your brands, which is RNG, which is bad, but it's really powerful. Now let's continue because the weapon does even more stuff. When HP is 50% or more, water damage is increased, potency high. All right, that's only true at level OB10. It's one of those weapons where you really need to get the weapon to OB10 for it to work as it should. The good thing is that, it also increases the multiplier at OB10. So from 1.2 to 1.3 to 1.4. That's very nice. And with these banners being generous, as every banner should be, then it becomes really powerful to see this level of support weapon. It does also magic attack 46 points, water potency 39 points. These are nice, but we have seen better. But it's still very nice. Oh, it can also heal, and it breaks circle seal. Okay, very good. Overall, really good support weapon, especially because we have never seen any support weapon that does water damage increase. And the good thing is that it goes right away to the top. So I'm not really convinced by those support weapons that you need to start with low, and then you go mid, and then you go high, and then you're wasting so much ADB. Even better that it also does magical water damage, so then you are continuously applying more damage. So on the first hit, you are doing, if you are buff, you are doing around 750 more or less with this multiplier. And then on the next one, you already are doing, what would that be, like 1,000% or something? I don't remember what was the multiplier from memory of being high. Does anybody remember? Can anybody help me with the math? Anyhow, what do you think about this weapon? I think it's extremely powerful. Now, if we look into the news, right, there is something about the guild battle. Oh, 1 second. Regarding the Aerith gear, 7th height. Okay, 1 second. Details announced in live stream. Boost physical defense and magic defense. Currently in game, boost HP. Right. In light of the fact that the current performance differs from that previously announced, we plan to revise these abilities to include boost physical defense and magic defense plus 15%. Yes, thank you. That's exactly what it should have been. And I'm really glad that they are realizing that and putting a news in-game, not in Twitter or somewhere else. Fantastic. In addition, to prevent the Aerith gear from becoming unbalanced, Tifa and Barret will also receive revisions. Fantastic. And I guess they will do this just after the ranking event, not to make it unfair. Fascinating. Love this, because now these banners become even more useful, even more powerful. Now, the question that you might be asking yourself, right, is like, should you pull on this banner? Well, I wanted to see, before that, I didn't know this one. I wanted to see the guild battle, right? Guild battle 11 is, as it says here, water magic attacks are effective, right? So because of that, I was building a team so that we have more data to decide should you pull on this banner or not. So if you're a whale or a kraken, probably you have OB10 by the time that this video is out. And by the way, thanks a lot for watching the video if you are a whale or a kraken. Now, thinking about the guild battle, magic water is effective. So you need a really strong DPS, and that is Tifa. She's going to bring bunny gloves, magic attack increase, 850%. With brands, etc., you're getting closer to 900. Very nice. Of course, it's going to bring exploit weakness, even more damage, and the ultimate, and the summon, and so on and so forth. Now, the trick is around Tifa. Like, who do you bring? One of the best options is going to be Aerith. Aerith is generally one of the best options, one of the best units to have in your party. So investing in Aerith is way more valuable in general than investing in other units like Glenn, like Lucia, like Red 13, like Barret, right? Because they just get more love, they get more options, more banners. So in the past, we got this legendary limited weapon, Crimson Staff. Magic attack increase high and magic defense decrease high. This is exactly all you need in your magical teams. On top of that, boost magic attack, etc., buff the buff extension, etc. Now with this one, you are covering, she is bringing water damage, magic attack, magic defense in a single unit. Boom, plus the ultimate, you can get 3 extra ATB, etc. Now, the last unit will be where most people, I think, will have differences, if you have Cait or not. As we were covering in previous videos, I strongly believe that Cait is one of the best support water and lightning elements that we have in the game, because Enfeeble is applied. Ignore the physical attack increase. Well, no, actually, don't ignore it, because physical attack increase is still powerful and useful when you are popping summons. So there is that. Enfeeble, and then when HP is 50% or more, water resistance is decreased, potency high, right? This is extremely useful, and he can put haste on top of that. So then you need to start combining the right time to do haste with Tifa, the right time to do haste with Cait, the right time to put plus 3 extra ATB with Aerith. You need to combine all those things. You can also bring, you can also bring the summons, right, to increase your water damage. No, they didn't release that yet. Sorry, I was getting confused with ice. So anyhow, you can bring any type of ability, maybe even, don't know which one will be the best summon. Maybe don't know, maybe just this one, I don't know. But with these weapons, then you have the foundation for what could be one of the most challenging teams coming up in the guild battle. I still don't know if it's going to be the most challenging team, because, for example, Angel might be also, or Barret might also be the third unit. So Angel could bring Provoke and Build. We don't know yet how useful that's going to be. Barret as well, that's the same, plus also water damage, resist down, if I remember correctly, in the Sharknado, right? So like that could also be another option if you don't have Kite Seed. I think this is fire and water. Yeah, exactly. And it only costs 3 ATBs. And he can also have Build and Provoke. So maybe Barret is your third unit. All I'm trying to say is like Aerith and Tifa are going to be quite likely mandatory for the best performing teams in the incoming guild battle event. Now, does this make this banner a must pull? No, not really. Not really. And the reason is, if you're a whale or a kraken, of course, you already have this one. But if you're a low spender or free to play, you need to be extremely careful about where you put your crystals. And this is the key thing. Like, the question is as simple as this one. Do you want to do better on this event at the cost of missing something else in the future? Or do you prefer saving for what the future might bring to you, right? In my case, personally, I'm going to go to OB10 on this banner because it's quite cheap, quite affordable. And I consider myself somewhere between a low spender to a whale. I'm probably like I'm a whale. Let's not I think the money that I put in the game is whale territory. But like, it's not like a kraken or a super strong whale or anything like that. For example, I didn't pull at all on Barret. So like 0. Having said that, if I was a full free-to-play or a low spender, yes, you're going to do better on this event and you're going to do better on water, but that's it. Like, the rest of the things, like, these are not weapons. Like, I don't think this weapon is good enough forever, right? For example, to draw a comparison, the other weapon that we will see in Crimson Staff is extremely powerful in any single scenario, right? Magic attack increase, magic defense decrease. That's like, it works in all scenarios. So these kind of support weapons are must pull because they are so powerful. And in the second anniversary, which is coming in September, it's not that far away. It's only a summer away. We'll probably have groundbreaking stuff. Think about the new abilities that Vincent introduced, like, for example, adding ice weakness when enemies don't even have ice weakness. That's insane. That's super powerful. You don't want to miss on those things. Think about, maybe we will see more weapons that have 3 ATB cost, or maybe even 2 ATB cost. We have never seen that, but it's the second anniversary. Who says that's not going to happen? So, like, all I'm trying to say is, like, free-to-play and low spender, they need to think deeply about saving crystals, right? And you can still buff your own DPS, even though it would not be the most effective thing, but Tifa could be buffing herself with feather gloves, right? Which is this one. So she could be increasing her own water damage. It costs 3 ADBs. It's going to slow you down. It's not bringing the exploit witness. It's not the most optimal thing. It's not optimal, but it's a possibility. So that's why, of course, you need it. If you want to dress for the occasion, if you want to be ready for the guild battle event, you need it. But as a low spender, just think carefully. I'm not convinced this is a must pull. It is a must pull for Krakens and whales that care deeply about ranking events. That's why I'm pulling, because especially the guild ones, I care about the guild ones, and not so much about the personal ones, because of that, for me, it's a must pull. But yeah, after the academy is gone, we might see another amazing thing. Like, there's always like amazing things coming up. That's why I constantly say we need to let things go. In some fights we will do better, and in some we will not. Let's quickly review more notices in case that I miss anything important. New chapter. I'm so excited about playing this again. 7 draw is now on. Chapter release campaign. New chapter. Yeah, I think this is like the rewards that they will give us. So glad to see more weapon parts and things like that. Threat, critical threat is the Masamune is gonna be releasing new battles. Blitz Riot. Now, let me tell you something else. Blitz Riot was one of the most difficult crash battles that we have fought in the game since like the beginning, right? This was like extremely challenging, even for some whales and krakens. Now, the good thing is that, and we didn't cover that yet, this weapon, if you care about water, right? This weapon is extremely effective, not only for your magical teams, but also for your physical teams, right? So you can still bring Aerith, which is one of the most powerful units in the game. If you need to choose to invest, investing in Aerith is always a good thing. So you could bring Kamura, magical defense, and physical attack up, plus this one, so then you increase the water damage of everyone. Now, Glenn can focus on just doing damage. He doesn't need to waste time buffing himself. And Angel or Sephiroth can do water damage, right? That's amazing. You can also bring Aerith, Glenn, and Kiteseed, or Aerith, Glenn, and Zack to do the water resist down, or Barret. So you have many options, but the key thing is it doesn't need to be bound to those magical fights. This can work forever on the water element, only on the water element. So still, it's powerful. It's a very powerful weapon, and I think it's worth considering if you care about making your water teams better. Sometimes the advice that I give is which are the elements that you want to focus on. For example, like I have been focusing a lot on Quake and Aero. I like to invest on those elements. Lightning, not so much. Water, not so much. Because, sometimes you need to let things go. You cannot have everything unless you can. If you can, then good for you. So that's the reflection on this banner. But what do you think? Are you gonna pull on this banner, or are you gonna let it go? How much do you care about these guild fights? I think for me it's one of the most important events, and I love my guild. It's the reason why I keep playing. One of the reasons, to be honest. So, without that, thanks a lot for watching, and until the next time, cheerios! Bye bye.